the reflective quanta, year 2022. I can say that several years had passed since my last conferences, talks, dissertations, public ones. There are only the videos recorded many years ago. And of course, more than having reasons why that did not happen, mine is more than anything for following basic guidelines, orders from my superiors. To do not do so. I'm not handling this myself for my personal reasons. I'm not handling this for myself for my personal reasons, but more following the universal, general orders of a plan, a cosmic plan, on which I'm a conscious part in this world of that plan. This is the year 2022 of this level of consciousness, of these levels of intelligence, of this level of existence, of this planet, of this race. Therefore, this is one of my appearances related to this theme of civilization of other worlds. A new appearance is the description of the world fits on it, and it is more based on teachings, which is what is a yes as the reason of my functions into this, of showing my relationship and learning with these civilizations, with the civilization of other worlds, and of this world too. In times before the very beginning of the existence of this race and others here, as well as their very end, as well as their eternal continuity. As I have always said, I am only a messenger expressing that knowledge, and now I was told to teach it by little, part by part, for those who want to learn. I clarified that what I learned at this point, and almost 30 years of experience with groups, peoples, beings, energies, ships, systems, everything, none of that I learned it from books, nor from human knowledge, but from direct teachings of our older brothers from the ships. Therefore, making reference to something of that, to what I show you, is wasting time. Those reference is wasting your time. None of it would lead you to true learning. No matter how much some things I say may seem it, even terms known already by you, in whatever science you are, they are not. They are only references. They are only references of the real essence of what I teach you. Because the real essence of what I am teaching you now, you will obtain it just going to the real essence of this. You will obtain it going to that essence, just as the way in which the brothers talk to me. Is that the way they talk to me? And that's the way in which I pass it to you. Any doubt, mistrust, defensiveness, or whatever, or what I say, or contradictions, that is only is only part of the interpretation of the person itself. It is even a right that he has that person or she has that person. But learning in the real way how this comes, and I show you, that's something else. That's something else. I even teach them that how to learn, and how to learn something which is not at all nothing what you already know, is something else. And to check it, you have to be, like them I say, in the substantial essence of things. Many questions can remain in the air. I will tell you that it is much better that they just remain there and accept that you are not prepared for the answers. And for this, it is to begin with teaching them what is the reflective quantity as a base main to be able to understand everything that will come after this. Everything that will come after this. Well, as you can see here, this is a part of San Salvador de Jujuy, a region called Termas de Reyes, Argentina, my country. Why? The reason to be here to explain in this video all inside of the subject we call it the quantum. The quantum, in this case, this sort of quantum I'm explaining to you here, as the brothers of the ship told me to teach expressly. They said to me that I must teach, and this is what I am doing here. And here my son, who is representing to his own movement, which is called Box 13. He will explain the things of the same quantum, of the same quantum, but in this case, in his own concept and expression of the contact or the relationship he has with the elders of the sun. As you can see here now, I will explain the relationship, as you can see, the swamp or the marsh. And the relationship with the swamp of the marsh, with the contact which I have in many years ago, and in this case my own son, he was remaining or remembering me, aspect that I was forgetting, aspect that I forgot in the past time with the relationship with the sea.
These photos were taken by me at that time when, in this case, my son was very young. Now he's a full grown man. And what I want to emphasize is that I do not remember the exact dates of taking these photos. Could be around from the 90s, in the same place, Termas de Reyes, Jujuy, Argentina. What I want to highlight is the proportion of time towards the experience that we now show you on the swamp. And this ships in the incredible of the events. Incredible it will be for those who may find them incredible. For us, something normal, of every day in my family, were the years of contact and experience that we had with the brothers of the ships. These are the same ships which now deposit us in this place to have us a greater extension of the events of those times in relation with those of now. The relationship is total. It will be everything within this quantum that now we show you. That is, we are unified at that time, with this time, physically, and from many other levels. We, two of us, already knew that we were going to fall into this time now of this video year 2022. As we are, year 2022 as we are, and now we knew that in those times we were going to be too, already planning this with the brothers of the ships, only that we did not have the complete memory. Now we have it complete and expanded in addition to showing you this, and teaching you of course. But you cannot understand it is due to the binary measurement that you may have of time. The binary measurement does not work here. It is just a reference, nothing more. There are many other references. The quantum one, for example, which we explain now.
And at that time, I put in clear that my son was a child at that moment, but he was remembering aspects that I forgot, related with the energies, with the ships, swamp, nature, all of that I want to teach you, that I need to teach you. And you what can explain about your point of this subject to the people.
Well, my name is Franco Batallanos. I will explain in my extraterrestrial light beings contact code the works I've done to get in touch or to reach experiences with Belfort civilizations. Belfort civilizations are civilizations made of light, beings made of extraterrestrial unknown light. They can use vessels made of light. They can use vessels made of light. They are at the same time unmaterial, and this sort of beings told me that they can filter inside this dimension, and at the same time they can get out whenever they want to do it. As you can see the marsh, it is important to let in clear that I received some commandments belonging to the Belfort civilizations before having my rendezvous with them. They explained to me that I had to watch in the astral plane how some kind of unmaterial brightening lines started to pop up right from into the marsh up to the sky, to the heavens. I watched these lines in my mind, could notice that they were made of different colors. That's the procedure that I had to watch in my mind to summon the glowing vessels belonging to Belfort civilization. After I did that procedure, after I could witness all these images inside my mind, I went to the rendezvous point with them, and it was specified to my mind that it had to be in a town called Sargento Cabral. When I got to that town, I could glance amazing vessels. A vessel that seemed to be made of a kind of extraterrestrial glass or something like that. A bright and glowing multicolor material that's unknown for the human beings. And for example, this vessel appeared right above my sights. Slowly was turning into harder matter, from a swift matter was slowly turning into a harder matter, and when it finally finished the becoming transformation, it was an amazing vessel in the shape of a hat or something like that. It was very glowing. It had a sort of golden glowing energy. It was made of an energy similar to that. It was very amazing to me because it had the size of a car, of a tiny car, in order to set a comparison. Well, that vessel appeared because I did the summon and I did the procedure to watch the lines coming from above the marsh. So the procedure was something like that. And next you're going to watch the images and you see what I'm talking about. You'll see the proofs of what they sent to my contact code here in Jujuy, Argentina.
Now, continue with the experiences that we have in the time. I need to teach you that this thing in order that you can learn about the relationship between the swamp, the marsh, energies of the marsh with the ships and with the body. Now we will explain that. Now, for example, you can see the first point that I need to explain. For example, see the swamp. You see the swamp. I can tell you that this swamp is not a simple swamp. Imagine it as a landing yard. Look at it. There's different roads. Each road that you can see physically, you see 1, 2, 3. These roads are called dark sextile roads. Dark sextile roads. This from the ship around, the ship is guided by the energy of these roads with a material which is made of andraxetas. Andraxetas is another kind of material unknown by the human race. But the ships, depending from where the ships come here, they use this material of the roads. And this, as you can see in the swamp, is the entire earth. The entire earth, but not but the concept we know in earth, but the concept elders, brothers, they know about the earth. We know what we know as human race, but it's not an obligation that civilization of other worlds will know that concept as we know. No, they know this concept in another way, and that's what teach us. For example, this landing road in which the ships come. But for that, you need to be prepared in your body. As you can see, the mountains are the place in which we have tremendous experience.
What I'm going to explain next, I will clarify from the very beginning, is not for beginners. Let us say beginners in projection of bodies, minds, and all of that. It is for those who already know how to project themselves in the various bodies beyond the physical body. However, those who do not know anything about that and see this video, for them it would be to tell them to resort to the planes of their imaginative vision. And believe it, really believe it in it, no doubt it, until they have more experience in this. What I expose here is not what I see, it is what they send me from the ships about things and what the brothers of the ships want me to explain, for those who can see them and understand them and this level required by them.
Well, now I will explain about the relationships between the energies unknown ones of the body, for example, of my son, and the relationship with the swamp, with the marsh, and with the ships and the nature. What is necessary to know to the real contact with the ships in this way? Plasmatic way and light weight of connection. For example, you can see here as a normal body, physical body, but from here to this distance of 1 meter or maybe 2 meters is there the existence of the astral unuxeno.
The unuxeno astral, to begin with, is a quantum astral above all. That is the only information about it what I am giving you here. It is not in the books, nor in any human archive. It is characterized by the location of the same within a single portion of the land, which occupies a physical body, in this case, the one you see here. Works only according to the directional guide of the Unux rod, which will be a technology from the ships automatically, which then locates the physical body, following the Unuxen rhythm.
The unuxeno, it handles energies of braxenos. This energy permits the rotation of the physical body according with the movements of this stick.
The Vecinos come from the particle created and armed for the first time in the constant universes, and within these particles life is found, but not the binary life that you know, but the second life in this case, and it is called. You can touch it as a substance, but only with this stick of onyx. Now, do not deal too much with an earthly binary logic for this, but with the logic that appears in your mind of the information sent from the Taxpedia ship, the one that now sends you the information, to correspond with the one that here I will explain you.
For example, you move. Move.
The Unuxeno rhythm is the one that allows through the Onyx rocks, allows and leads the movement of the brother here. Starting from there, he is no longer my son, beyond all logical judgment that can be made on this simple fact. But in the quantum, it is like that. I repeat, in the quantum, in the terrestrial binary, it is as they talk us. He moves because I tell him to, and he does what I tell him because he wants to do it. That logic does not run in the quantum. He moves because the rod carries him in his Vecinos, and these Vecinos follow a program from the ships, in this case, Taxpedias.
It is too necessary in the relationship or the contact with another civilization to understand, first of all, you can see the landscape, you can see the mountains all over that. But you must understand in quantum concept that this reality doesn't exist, never before.
It should be clarified that in quantum concepts, within a simple quanta, that something exists or does not exist does not mean that if something exists, it is good, and if it does not exist, it is something bad. The concept of good and bad they have no way here. The concepts of good and bad they have no way here. They don't change anything. They never did and they never will. The brothers of the ship told me that good and evil, everything binary, are already archived memories which are only in civilization like this, the binary, terrestrial, and other similar.
No more time to this reality. It's from a past time. No more time to this reality. It's from a past time.
This means that times are over for civilization like these ones. They show with me their ships, the substantial containers of time, and substances are already over and are in the archived past, like a failed and useless past to this type of civilization, but everything is within the quanta this one that I teach to start doing everything again with new substances, let's say brought by them, to those prepared for it. They told me that there is no time to answer binary questions, because as soon as they came out, they arrived before the answers, as questions themselves already answered, and answers themselves unanswered. They told me that another level of learning methodology is necessary.
It sounds incredible, but it's necessary to understand that this reality you see, just images. They are just images which are put in your mind or inside your vision, but in front of you, it doesn't exist none. It doesn't exist anything. I know that the concept maybe attacks your reality.
It has to be attacked and destroyed a reality which has not shown any evolutionary utility. Turn it into dust for substantial new weapons. But if you believe that you are something, that you have achieved something, and evolved, and how do you believe it? None of this is for you. None of this is for you. This is for real evolution, for those who want to pass to the next evolutionary state, which is not this one, that of every day into this planet or system. But everyone can believe what they want. Here I place you in this quantum.
But first of all, in the quantum reality, it is too necessary to understand that this landscape don't exist. That landscape doesn't exist anymore. First of all.